EconStuart here. Welcome to EconTV. In understanding the situation Barbados faces economically, one should grasp the steps that were taken in the past. Part of the last administration's economic policy heavily featured billion-dollar account deficits created to finance government's everyday operations, i.e., government spent considerable amounts of money, $1 billion plus more than the earning revenue for consecutive financial years, which placed the country under a heavy debt burden. These deficits were then financed by borrowing from the central bank, the printing of money, the national insurance scheme, treasury bills, and from legal obligations from the financial system, that is insurance firms, commercial banks, finance companies, which are all local sources of funding for governments. Majority of Barbados' debt was money owed to Barbadians, nevertheless. Please also note that the excessive printing of money caused great pressure on the foreign reserves and therefore the currency paid. Now, within this administration, one major component of the BERT program is to target a reduction in the debt. The debt stood at 175% of GDP, or basically what the country has to offer in goods and services. This current government reduced it to 114%. That may sound good, yes, on paper that is, but they didn't earn the money to pay down the debt. What occurred was a forceful action of writing off monies that they owed and a blatant refusal to pay the central bank, the national insurance scheme, the treasury bills, and the financial system, therefore withholding payments to the creditors to the tune of $4 billion all overnight. As seen currently, our reliance on the International Monetary Fund has increased, and through the BERT program, the debt they owe to the IMF has massively increased and is still increasing as we speak. And the likelihood of government using the strategy that they used on our local creditors will not work with the IMF, and therefore drastic consequences are ahead for us. In order to generate the money needed to pay down the debt government owes, the government must generate revenues of $600 million surplus. That is what government makes minus what government spends over a period of 5 years at least. As a condition of BERT, the IMF has placed a restrictive clause to cap government investment in the economy. Therefore, we will not likely benefit from any government expenditure programs in the short to the medium term. That's in any great magnitude. Therefore, as government's role diminishes within the economy, overall consumption by citizens will therefore be squeezed by extension. With a major hit to money earners via job losses, business closures, and a halt on tourism revenues, our income tax will be much smaller. That is collection, of course. Corporate tax, VAT collection, and the entire tax base will drastically shrink. Additional debt from the IMF increases on a much smaller tax base, that is, and attempts at private sector injection may be an immediate response to fight the crisis, but I worry about the latter as our local private sector tends to be risk averse. Given that government's fiscal space won't allow the appropriate actions to be taken, that is increasing the government's ability to spend in the economy. Our private players must now come to the forefront to take a new and leading role in Barbadian society post-crisis. Therefore, I look forward to what ingenious plans the government may come up with to encourage the private sector to take on that role, as these are very interesting times ahead again. Thank you for tuning in to EconTV. EconStuart. Like, follow, share, subscribe. Thank you.